Hello, guys. This is Rain. And if I've never, ever done a video that is life changing, which I believe I have many, okay? This is the one. This is the one to share, to save, to come back to multiple times. This is that sauce, okay? This is the power behind my story. This is the motivation behind why I am the way I am. I'm super excited. This is something that I teach and that I have taught at Legacy Builders. I have taught it in the apprenticeship. But today I'm going to give you the basic of that sauce, how it changed, the part that changed my life for free, because I'm worth paying regardless. Still, I feel that there's a lot of suffering, and most people who are suffering believe that it's everybody else, and they do not see their own value well enough to realize that it's more them than anybody else. And that's not an accusation. That is an empowering thing, and you're about to find out. So I'm investing my time, my energy, and giving up something that really can change your life. And so I believe in reciprocity. What I want in return is that you make sure that you like and subscribe and follow me across all platforms. Not a lot, right? A lot of people can't afford to study with me. So this right here is going to give you enough for you to change your life so you can afford anything you want, okay? After this. And so, but you can all like, subscribe, follow, comment, share, truly support. Subscribe to the Magical Mystic newsletter. It's tinyurl.com/Magical Mystic. Easy as peasy. Okay? And then you can make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at Magical Mystic, at TikTok, at Instagram. Okay? Also on Facebook. And Rain Official on TikTok and also on Facebook. Not TikTok. Instagram and Facebook. Okay? And at Coach Lucretia on X. Anyway, be sure to subscribe to both my YouTube channels. So we have Rain11 and we have Moments of Mindfulness podcast. I'm so excited about the podcast. Now, having said all that and got all that out the way, because I want to make sure you guys know where to find it. Because at the end of this video, you're going to be like, let me go back and start over because I'm going to go follow this girl. If you've never heard a video from me before, you got lucky. If this is your first, winning, okay? Now, let's get to it. So I'm going to start with some context and some backstory, and I'm abbreviated because I want to make sure that you understand where this came from, okay? In 2014, I caught a charge. That charge was originally attempted murder, and then it was dropped down to assault with a deadly weapon, and then it was dropped down to first-degree battery, and ultimately I pled out to domestic battery. In toxic relationships, I was toxic, so I was in a toxic relationship. Non-toxic people don't stay in toxic relationships because like and like stay together. Like may attract something that's not like it, but it will not be able to abide. Things that abide in our life is because there is some compatibility. So it's not me being a victim or anything for anybody to feel sorry for me about. That was my reality. When I got out of prison in 2016, because I went to prison in 2015, I did 10 months. 10 months, remember that number. And when I got out in 2016, I got out to nothing except the choice to make. Rather, I would follow my truth and my own path, or rather I would go back to a whole lot of the same crap that was in my life before the prison sentence. Ultimately, I chose my own path, as you know, as you're witnessing right now. But let me tell you what made that possible, what made that doable, and why I have been successful in it. Now, this is coming from a direct post out of my apprenticeship, okay? So what happened was, okay, the rest of the context. Me and a friend was having a conversation about this guy, and I called this guy a trick, and Spirit told me everybody a trick, and I told Spirit, no, I ain't no trick. You know what I'm saying? I'm no trick. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, not me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how most of us feel. If I say you a trick, you trick off your money, you trick off, your time, you trick on whatever. You be like, no, I'm not a trick. That's how I was, and then Spirit said, hold on, I got something for you. It's like a download. Every time I think about it, it's the best thing I could have ever been given. Here we go. So, in my 10-month prison stay, it cost me roughly $848,160. Now, I ain't have $848,160 when I went to prison. Didn't realize that 10 months in prison was costing me that much. And that's just a time element cost. Okay? If I add in the shopping, commissary, all that, free labor, all that, phone calls and all that, I was robbed of a cool $1 million. Okay? Now, let's talk about numbers, because I talked about a time element. In a time element, I was robbed of $840,000 plus dollars. All of us know it's 60 minutes in an hour. But what you may not know is that a day has 1,440 minutes. Some people know that. But what you may not know is a week has 10,080 minutes. A month, depending on how many days are in that month, from 28 to 31, a month has 40,320 days, or on a 31-day month, you have 44,640 days, okay? 1 year, 12 months, 52 weeks, 365 or 366 days, depending on if it's a leap year or not, has 8,760 or 8,784 hours, which is on a 365-day year, 525,600 minutes. Oh, you're going to come back to this. Don't worry about it. If it's a leap year, it has 527,040 minutes. Just let that sink in. Now, the average lifespan, as we stand, is 75 years, which is 3,900 weeks or so. Roughly 27,300 days, which is 657,000 hours, which is 39,420 minutes, give or take. The average gross income over that lifespan, average gross, and many people, especially those of my complexion, don't even hit that, is 2.7 million. And that's after you don't work 30 to 40 years, okay, not for a year or two. So all of us were born rich. Let me make that make sense. Let's say your goal is to make $1 million a year. And I'm going to show you that it doesn't even have to be this. It can be less, right? Your goal is to make $1 million a year. That means that your minutes are $1.90 and your hours are $114.16 and your days are $2,739.73. Let's say you say, I don't really got to be a millionaire. I'm cool. If I can make $500,000 a year, I'm good. Okay? Then instead of a $2,800 day, all you need is a $1,400 a day. If $250,000 a year is good for you, all you need is a $700 a day. Okay? If $125,000 a year is good for you, then all you need is a $350 a day. Ultimately, you get to control that part of it. Plug and play is a motherfucker. I love math, and I love math because numbers don't bullshit you. Numbers will always tell you the truth. They don't lie. They have no capacity to discriminate or to put you outside of possibilities and the realm of true manifestation. Numbers don't see skin color, it don't see age, it don't see background, it don't see where you were raised and by who, it don't see the number of sex partners you've had, all the things that we've been taught to watch for. Numbers don't give a flying, right? So let's talk about robbers. What actually destroys what we just talked about? We're going to start with grief and doubt. Big, big, big. Big, big, big. Then is excess, any excess, don't matter what kind. Sleep, procrastination, indecisiveness, and confusion. Procrastination has never been a friend to anyone, and it never will be. And so those of you who know you procrastinate, but you act like it's just a fun little fact about you, I want you to understand that it's a very expensive ass habit. And people who have a habit or habitually procrastinate, you have no room to judge a crackhead, a meth head, or anything else kind of head, because you are a head of your own, okay? So procrastination, playing with time, is your drug of choice, okay? We're just talking about it. Indecisiveness is nobody's friend. It never has been, it never will be. It's not cute, it's expensive as fuck, okay? I drop F-bombs. Confusion is expensive. Whether you're in the middle of some confusion or you're just confused about life, discombobulated, okay? All of that is expensive. It robs you. It robs you. Now, I want to give you guys some examples of yourself being robbed, okay? Now, let's say you had a terrible breakup. You spent about 3 months grieving, angry, slick stalking people, plotting, or afraid to get back out there, or whatever the case may be. Then that breakup not only caused emotional turmoil, but it also cost you $229,824. That's how much it costs for you to have a crazy ass breakup. For you to be, oh girl, grieve as long as you want to. People who tell you that, they don't understand the value of time, of your time, okay? Was he or she worth $229,000? And keep in mind that this is $229,824 they walked off with. There is no return on investment there. All those minutes now got to be made up somehow. It got you behind. You already didn't have that in the first place. Let's say sexual excess or drugs or something like that is something you give 2 hours of your time each day. And that's a conservative number when it concerns texting, talking, driving, and the money extra spent pursuing sexual partners or drugs. Basically, you lose $83,220 per year. Do you even make that right now at your current job? And this is what's important to understand. That could just as easily be food. That could just as easily be anything. That could be your time spent with dogs, okay? You got to ask yourself, can I really afford to have a pet? Okay, because we got to think about it. Do I got $83,000 to give away? I digress. Now, before you dismiss this, understand that you're paying for a lot of stuff. Just because you don't see the money leaving means nothing. It's a testament to how little you've amassed. Some say you can't miss what you never had, but you are missing it. Think about it. You don't have the money that you want to have right now. So you are missing it and you're losing it. Ignorance does not stop the toll it takes on your life. Being ignorant ain't going to protect you from the truth of how you spend your precious time. Because time is money, literally. Some of you say, I don't know how to value myself, Em. I just gave you your value. Your value is just as a base model human, meaning just because you're born and you keep breathing, your value is roughly $1.90, okay, a minute. Some of you say, well, how do I make that something that I can use in my life? See, again, numbers are not prejudice. They are what they are. Plug and play, though. Plug and play, because behind every number, there's a blank that you get to fill in. I want you to see something here. When it comes to most of us, we throw our time away because we don't realize the value of time. See, this is earnings potential. You are born rich on time. Rich on time. If you go through your 75 years and more, then you have accumulated 39 million minutes of playtime on this earth. And I don't mean play like fun play. I mean playtime like playing a song. You're a song. You're a movie. your video on TikTok. Them 39 million, okay, that shit should sound like a bazooka million. Them 39 million minutes is how much playtime you got, give or take, depending on how long you actually end up here. If you look at what most people spend their life doing, they spend their life letting other people monetize them and then throwing away a lot more of their time because they don't realize how precious they are. They don't understand how precious time is. And I am not sitting here telling you that nothing is worth your time. There are many things worth your time and worth your money, right? Many things, but not everything. And most of the things, like we talked about that list of robbers, is never worth it. Okay? Sleep, when done in excess, becomes an enemy. Let me break this off to you. Let's say you meet some guy or some girl and they want to spend time with you and y'all want to go out on a date and blah, blah, blah. One of the easiest ways for me to determine who I'm going to give my time to is I got to ask myself, would I pay them $115 an hour though? Like, would I pay them? If I ain't going to pay them, if I can't pay them the money, I ain't going to pay them the time. You understand? Are they, what about this person makes it worth the investment I'm about to make? And the opposite of that, what is about me? Like, are you really worth? And I'm so glad that this is a video where you get to stay at home by yourself and be honest with yourself. Are you really worth $115 an hour? What do you bring to the table? Like, what is it that makes you worth that? And if you don't feel that you are, then you got to look at what parts of yourself do you feel is in the way of you truly walking in the value that you have inherently. There's some people I wouldn't pay 10 cents for a year. So I'm definitely not going to give them time, which can't be bought back. When it's gone, it's gone. How do you make that up? You can't. If I give up a year out of 75 years that I'm guaranteed, using air quotes, I'm guaranteed 75 and I give up a year, it ain't no getting that back. That's a year that's gone. A lot of people are poor or struggling because we trick off our time. We trick it off and miss. We love to be in other people's businesses. I see so many people who use social media monetization as an excuse for being in Diddy's business and R. Kelly's business and her business and Cardi's business and Offset's business and they supposing that and Jaguar Wright and everybody else. They got something to say about everybody and then need to borrow money to pay their bills. Baby, how you monetizing ain't paying the bills. It ain't even paying the bills. It definitely is not hitting your value, your inherent value. You are losing. You're going backwards, not forward. Because here's the thing, $1.90 base model. But I educated myself. I fixed my mind. I did the shadow work. I became a great person. I have helped people, humanity. I have inspired people, motivated people, and all of this. I'm non-toxic now. I'm digestible. And I'm healthy. And I'm this, and I'm that. And your numbers start to raise. You started at $1.90. Now you're at $10 a minute. $10 a minute? You see it. You see it. That's why you did all the things you did, so that you could be that. You don't shuck and jive and cuss and fuss and do all of that bull crap because you were raising your value. And when you put a lot of energy into raising your value, you got to put just as much energy into making sure somebody else don't come and start subtracting from it. That you're not being robbed by the people you choose to keep in your life and the circumstances and habits and belief systems and speech pattern that you choose to operate in. Poverty ain't automatic. Wealth ain't either. Not like that in this real world. What happens is we make choices, each of us individually. Now, it's helpful when you're raised with this knowledge. Many Black people were never raised with this knowledge, not for real. And that's unfortunate. I'm going to tell you who is raised with this knowledge. Maybe not laid it out like Spirit laid it out for me, but them Jews, they start teaching their kids about money and management young. It's no different than, baby, you got to learn how to tie your shoe. Baby, you got to learn the value of this hat. And baby, you must learn the value of the dollar. In whatever language, whatever country, by any other name, you're going to have to understand money. Okay? Now, let me say this to you because it's just true. When I first got this, I was thinking, how the hell I get robbed for $1 million I ain't have? You know what I'm saying? Oh, it cost me $1 million to be in prison, or I ain't have $1 million. Like, how did I never notice? And now, okay, how do I make this my reality? I don't want to be robbed anymore. I done wasted 40 years of my damn life. Shit. So we over halfway through the 75 that I might possibly be guaranteed, or maybe a little more. I'm about halfway through or a little over halfway through. I got a lot of catching up to do. So then I started looking at the numbers and it became plug and play. Some of you might not know how to monetize yourself, but that's often because you don't know how to see yourself, right? That's where mentorships come in at. One of the things so I offer money mentorship and I offer Divinity Academy apprenticeship. No matter which program you take, it's $1,000 a month to study with me. I am not cheap because this ain't cheap. I'm not cheap because I'm not teaching you out of other people's books. I'm teaching you from wisdom, hard earned, okay? And what I know works. It's not a plug and play system where everybody, jump into something and then for a few of them it's going to work out because it's a plug and play system and some of them can work it better than others. That's not what this is. This is tapping into and maximizing the power of what's already in you. It ain't nothing better than being wealthy based off your real truth. Okay? So, yeah, we got programs. I mean, if you haven't done anything else, when you get off here, be sure to go to Facebook, look up the Alchemist Foundation, follow and like, because when we have extra funding, we help people study a lot cheaper. Okay? So there's that option. And by the way, you can join whenever you get ready. It runs a year to 24 months. So 12 to 24 months. And that's how we rock. That's how we roll. But outside of that, let me give you some tips that you ain't even got to pay for. When you look at every one of my hours need to be worth $115, okay? You have to start thinking about, what do I have that's worth $115 an hour? What do I have? Now, it's not to say that you got to sell all 24 of your hours. You got to sleep, you got to eat, you got to spend time taking care of you. You got to invest some of that time, some of that energy into you because you're worth it. Not practicing self-love is like saying, I ain't worth a dime. Okay? And then wondering why other people treat you like you ain't worth a dime. They ain't going to spend $1 on you because you ain't going to spend $1 on you. You won't even do it in the time element. But I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm here to make you feel empowered and to open your eyes, even if it feels like I just shine bright light in them. You'll adjust. You'll be fine because you were built for this. Born rich. In the words of Bob Proctor, rest his soul. You were born rich, but you may not die that way. But that will not be anybody else's fault, especially if you've heard this video. It will be your choice not to honor the truth of what's being said today. $114 in an hour. Or, for that matter, $70 an hour, $50 an hour, wherever you fall. You're looking at your life and you are creating your own plug and play system based upon the numbers that you actually want to hit, based upon the aims that you actually have. When I look at my life, and yeah, I'm way beyond the $114, $15 an hour range, right? My hours are worth anywhere from $500 to $2,000. Okay? All of them. That's exactly what I charge because it's exactly what I'm worth and probably could charge more. But I stay within the means of the people that I come to help. You might not feel like right this moment that I have come to help you, but I have. And you might not feel like it's affordable, but it is. When you look around your life and you see what you do with yourself, with your time, the majority of it, it's people who have good jobs they pray for. And they go to work and do not a damn thing. And they think, oh, I'm getting over. I ain't supposed to be doing all this because these people ain't going to care nothing about me. And people justify that. I seen a meme the other day that said that if you die tomorrow, your job will replace you immediately. They're not gonna grieve for you. It ain't about other people. When I engage as my best self, no matter what I'm engaging in. I do that for me because I am representing myself. I'm a brand. You are a brand. And then from there, I started looking at what's true for me. So when you go out here into this world, you got to remember that you don't get to be and act and say and do one thing and expect somebody to know you for something you're not saying, you're not doing, you're not being, you don't represent. Why would anybody think that of you when that's not what you ever present? And definitely not with consistency. Business building, monetizing yourself is about you presenting and showing up as your absolute best self in all moments. Some of you are great listeners. Go be that and get paid to do it. What do you think coaching is and therapy is? There's some things that go into it, but if you ain't a great listener, that ain't even your field in the first place. Some of you love healing people. You have a heart for those who are sick, who are infirmed in some kind of way. So go do that for a living. Some of you, cooking is your thing. Food is your thing. You spend all day long learning all these recipes. I'm going to dig in right here, okay? You done downloaded probably 10,000 recipes. You done probably cooked 1,000 of them. You ain't never been paid, not once. You will cook all that food and invite all these people over here to eat for free, and people be saying, you can't charge for everything. It's not about that. It's not to say you can't never give away free cupcakes and free dinners and all this kind of shit. But what it is to say is you've been spending most of your free time on food. Why is that not a part of your business plan? How do you expect other people who honor themselves enough to monetize themselves properly to help you when you fall into hard times when you don't even realize that you've been tricking? You're a trick with your time and with your energy and with your abilities. And now you're mad and then you're bitter because other people don't give you what you don't require because you don't require it. You understand? I require monetizing whatever it is, anything in my life. Like my whole house is a temple. All of my houses are temples. It's ritual spaces and I don't put them up for nobody. They can get the hell on out because this is my life. My house represents me. My businesses represent me. My cars represent me. Everything I've ever spent money on, from the wigs to the clothes to everything, has a purpose and it's monetized to some degree. You deserve better than what you have. You were born rich. But you got to get over all that grief and all that bullshit. You got to stop doubting yourself and your abilities and doubting your value. You got to quit being excessive with the gossip, easy to anger, easy to throw off, easy to offend. Excessive with your sleep, excessive in sex, excessive in dating, excessive in how you post, excessive. You one of them. Always need to be entertained and be in the middle of some shit. You always need to be on the phone with somebody talking. All that excessive talking is stopping you from actually doing. You got to get over all this sleep. Well, I'm this and this is just natural. I'm a Pisces, I sleep. I'm a Pisces, I can't sleep. So I just pretend to try to sleep a lot. Whatever your excuses, you got to get over that. If you determine an aim and it requires you to take a little less sleep for a little while, then you make a decision. Is it worth it? Of course it is. I'm not talking about avoiding sleep to the point where you break your body. I'm talking about less sleep. because maybe you've been sleeping too much. Okay? Maybe it's the procrastination. You always can do it later, as if time is a renewable resource. Sorry to remind you once again, it is not. It's not a renewable resource. It's not a damn tree. It's not a plant. However long it take you to get your shit together, that's gone. What if I knew this 20 years ago? Can you imagine, right? Indecisiveness. Well, I would, but I don't know. Should I join the apprenticeship? I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. I have so many people be all indecisive on my posts. I don't even bother to send them energy. I don't send indecisive people energy. That's a bad investment for me. When you know what you want, I'm in agreement with you. Whether it's studying with me or getting you a new car or getting you a house or moving out of the country or having dual citizenship, whatever it is, once you know, I'm in agreement. But I ain't got no room or no time for indecisive people. You will not rob me while you robbing yourself. And I'm not going to try to make it up to you for all of what you robbed from yourself. That's not my job. Okay? I got to worry about myself, and you got to worry about yourself. My job is to make you aware, and your job is everything else in your life. Now, confusion. This is a big one. No poor person can afford to be in and out of these conspiracy theories, this political upheaval, always in the middle of some shit. You're too poor for that. That's a rich man's sport. And it costs them a lot too, but they got a lot to pay. You don't. You don't compare yourself to people who got more than you because you're not there yet, right? You keep it real with yourself. Can I really afford this? You know, this is terrible what Diddy is accused of. I ain't got time to go do no research on it. I can't make no money off of that. And it don't bring me happiness. It don't bring me joy. It don't make me feel healthy or happy. And in fact, it is planting seeds of negativity that can eventually turn into sickness in my body. Fuck that. And fuck him. Fuck all of them. Because I got to worry about myself. 3 or 4 people now asked me to chime in and say my piece on Diddy. I ain't got nothing to say. For what? It has nothing to do with my reality now. You understand? Do you choose yourself? Because if you do, you can take this and within a space of a very short period, everything in your life can be different. Y'all, the first time I had chill bumps everywhere. Every time I talk about it, I have chill bumps. This is my 3rd time today talking about it. Still got chill bumps because this is so powerful. Whether you are a math head or not, understand that these numbers are not lying to you. If you want to take them down some because you don't need all that, you can. But at the end of the day, there is a value. You're making investments every day into a lot of things. Now, I want you to be aware of that, okay? And also, for people to be aware of what other people are investing in them. If you call and they answer the phone, then please understand that this person is investing in you. And if all they can invest is that they answer the phone, be grateful for that. Because don't nobody owe you anything. You owe yourself everything. We all owe ourselves everything. Guys, be sure if you want to book a session or shop with us, go to magicalmystic.com. If you want some classes, go to divinityacademy.com. And be sure to follow me on all platforms. And I look forward to bringing you another message very soon. Have a great one.